Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Animal Crossing video, island tour. I've mentioned this before. I was seriously thinking about starting all over. And I've decided that after this Easter festivities, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I figured I would take you on a little island tour, show you my progress, and discuss maybe the pros and cons of doing this. Pros and cons of the game itself, who knows? But let us begin this awesome tour, shall we? Here we go. Yes, I chose to do it at night because I feel it's so much prettier. I have a lot of lit things, and I just wanted to show them off. Now, I've had this island for quite some time. Not as long as my Peach Island. You know what? Maybe it has been almost as long as my Peach Island. But that's beside the point. The pros and cons of doing this. I know there's a great divide here. It's almost like half don't care and the other half just vehemently oppose deleting your island and starting all over again. I never understand this type of thinking because it is an opinion. There's no data that shows doing one over the other somehow improves your life or is detrimental to your life. So based on those facts, I care less. If you want to keep the same island you've had since March of 2020, that's wonderful. If you're going on your 8th island as of today, that's wonderful too. Either way, it doesn't affect anything or anyone. And that's how I see it. Oh, I have a purple one there. I didn't even notice. So at this point, I'm just showing you who I have. I think they all have faces. But just in case you don't know who they are. And by the way, I love Whitney and I love Fang. I love all the wolves. But I cannot tell them apart on the island. It's so difficult. They both have a purple eyeshadow, white fur. So until they speak to me, I have no idea who I'm talking to. And that might sound bad to some, but I certainly don't. There's no hidden meaning behind that. Anyway, why do I like starting over? I just love the idea of change. Starting over, to me, it just sounds amazing. I wish I could do this in real life. Just press the reset button, start all over. I'm sure there are a lot of you out there that feel the same way though, so I don't think I'm too alone in this. I never like name choices. I always feel like I'm rushed, and even when I give it a chance, it's like, right now, think of a good name, because you're not going to be able to change this island name. Think of a good one. Think of a good one. What do you think? What do you think? And there are no good ones. In my mind, there are no good name choices. My daughter's island has been this random foreign A's name since she started playing the game, and I don't think she cares one way or the other. I don't. Well, yeah, I do. I do care about the name of my island. It's probably one of the reasons why I like to change. But that isn't the sole reason. But you are able to change your island name if you start all over. And yes, that's a huge price to pay. I'm not going to say it isn't. But I think another reason I don't mind resetting my game is the thrill of starting over. For me, is a good one. There's no anxiety there. And knowing exactly what to expect helps me as an individual player. I would much rather know what I'm getting into than to go into anything blind. I cannot function under those circumstances. I get frustrated too quickly and I feel stupid. And my personality has always been, if you don't get it right the first time, you're a failure and you're just, you're doomed to hell. That's it. It's over. Don't even bother trying. Of course I do try later on. But in the spur of the moment, that's exactly what I'm thinking. You are the stupidest person alive and you have no right breathing. And I know it's harsh. I know it is. It's ridiculous. But that's the way I am. And yeah, of course I've tried to change that. So when you can go into it knowing what you know, I feel so much better. My confidence is up and I'm like, okay, I know what's important. I know what I need to do. I know what I should do. And I know what I want to do. I know what I want to avoid doing. That just feels wonderful to me. Oh, I might as well tell you. Yeah, this is the 3rd star event I've had in almost as many weeks. And it was a pretty good one. I have to admit, it was a pretty good star event that night. So I'll stop to wish on a couple stars. I hope you don't mind. Now, those to me are the benefits of starting over. I mean, there's just so much thrilling to do. You get to pick your island shape, and if you don't like the island tree that you got, you can start over until you get the one you want. Meeting the sisterly and the jack that come along with it, I think that's fun. And then going on all those island hops to find new neighbors, that's fun. At the beginning, it's fun to do that. Get your island built up. The downsides, and I might go back and say, well, this is a plus. Sorry. My thoughts aren't quite set up. I didn't write a script. But the downside to doing it, again, you've worked very hard to get your island where it is. You have a ton of materials, clothing, skill points, if you want to call them that. You probably collected all of your gold tools, things like that. You have all of your bronze, silver, gold fishing, bronze, silver, gold bug event things. You're going to lose it all when you reset. And that's kind of intimidating. However, you do get to do it all over again. And it's going to be the same thing. It would be a downside to some. That is not a downside for me. So that's why I'm putting in the opposition category. Losing your skills, I think, is probably the worst. Like, you don't start out with all of your tools. You have to learn how to use them and earn them. You don't have the ability to decorate. Is that what you would say? Decorate things using the kiosk because you don't even have the Able Sisters. That would be a downside. Oh, what else? Not having all of your island open, not having terraforming. I do have the DLC, and I know that does come later on, but it's just like anything else in the game. The more days you play and the more work you do, the more items come your way. So again, starting a brand new game, yes, you put yourself back by quite a bit, but you're still working toward the same goal. Because I think, don't quote me on this because I'm probably way off the mark, but my thinking is part of the reason this game loses steam so quickly with some players is because of that very fact. You work and you work and you work and you build yourself up until you get all the pieces together, and then that's it. There's nothing else to do. It becomes a daily chore, a daily grind. Now, there are a few things I have never accomplished in all the time that I've had this game, and that's finishing the museum. I always get my fossils completed first, and nothing else. So I have never finished the museum. I have never received every single one of the golden tools. I think I have helped Gulliver 150 times, and I still haven't received the gold. Is that the golden shovel one? I don't remember. I've only ever received the golden watering can and the golden slingshot. I've never gotten the other ones. There's that. And yeah, I'm going to make it even more difficult for me by starting over. However, as I mentioned, I know I've helped Gulliver more than, 30 times you're supposed to help Gulliver? And that's not counting Gulliver, it's Gulliver. I know I've helped him more than 30 times. I still haven't got the golden tool that he's supposed to send you in the mail or just give it to you or something like that. I've never received it, so there might be a glitch in my game. Who knows? I have no idea. But I can always find out by resetting, doing it again. Gwen's in my camp, by the way. I really tried to get her, but I screwed up on the save thing. So she kept saying, gee, it would be nice to live here. Oh, well, why don't you come live here? No thanks, I like my island better. Okay, so why did you bring it up then? Downfalls of resetting the game. You start out at 0, basically. However, here's a trick. I use it all the time because, like I said, I think this is my 4th or 5th time starting over. I take what I really, really need, and that's belts, Nook Miles, and some of the beautiful DIY items that I really, really cherish, like a lot of Celeste's items, gold things that add value to your house on appraisal day, and some of my favorite clothing that I'm so afraid I'm never going to see again. I have to have. I will just dump those on my daughter's island, and then when I'm able to fly, which is another downfall, you are not able to fly with Wilbur and Orville for quite some time when you reset. But eventually you get to fly, so even that's not that big of a deal. So I give what I really can't part with to my daughter. She holds on to it for me. And then when I'm able to fly again out with my new island, I will go back over there. I will pick up what I need and I will bring it back to my new island and I'm good to go. It's not that big of a deal. People who have a lot of followers on Twitch and YouTube, they're able to get their followers to join them when they have those Nookazon events, like a yard sale. And I would love very much to be able to do that, but the traffic generated is so little that it's just not worth it. Like you sit there for an hour and a half waiting for one person to respond. And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But it's a great way to make Nook Miles if you have a lot of friends. And you tell them, I'm starting over and I'm going to need Nook Miles or bells, whatever you want. And then there are things like bamboo. Well, no, I think you get to see a bamboo island the minute you start traveling to look for villagers, right? So that's not that big of a deal. I was going to say you might have to wait a while to get your bamboo trees, which might be another downfall, but that's not true. But there are drawbacks to starting over, and I think those are the basics. Missing out on holidays and things like that. That's why I'm waiting until Easter is over, because I don't believe there's going to be another holiday until, wow, Thanksgiving. Oh, Halloween, but that's quite a ways off. So I've got all that time to build up my island and get my skills up and items that I really, really need, and then I can just start over from there. But I will guarantee you within a year of that, I will get bored as well and want to start over. I'm saying bored a lot, and I don't know that that's the case. I don't think this game has ever bored me, but I have stepped away from it, and that has helped. I have not played the game in almost a month. There were a few times, though, like here, to get the video, and my daughter wanted to come visiting. And that was last week. So other than that, I haven't been visiting too much. And that's bringing back the spark. Instead of going in every single day, which I have no problem with. I was doing that almost out of habit. Every day I had a routine, and part of it included Animal Crossing. I would open up the game, dig up weeds, look for the 5 wasps, trade those in for some money, talk to all my neighbors, see how they're doing, and then I'd work on Nook Miles to gain Nook Miles, more or less. I was doing that every single day, and I'm sure everybody else does too. But as far as terraforming and redecorating and stuff like that, that has to hit me. I have to be in the mood to do that, otherwise it's not going to work. And I'm just going to frustrate myself by doing things that I really didn't like or didn't want to do in the first place. So I have to think long and hard. I could have swore there was a ladder there, so I apologize. Gotta go back and do it all over again. I think it's on the... No, yeah, it's on the other level. Anyway. I do like terraforming, and I do like decorating. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But I need to know what I'm going to be doing before I do it, or it's just ruined. Absolutely ruined. And that's kind of sad. I'd rather do things just come as you are. Come what may. As the crow flies. I would love to be able to do things that way. I just can't. It becomes a mishmash, and I just beat myself up for it. This, I have to say, which might surprise some of you, is my favorite part of the whole island, my entrance. I just thought I did a really good job on it, so I'm hesitant to take it down even though it's Christmas stuff, but I love how it's all lit up and shiny and very pretty. I also adored all of my islanders. However, I think part of the reason I feel like resetting, yes, I can change all this in-game. I know I can. The islanders that I would like to leave don't ask me to leave, and the islanders that I wish to stay ask me to leave, and that just keeps happening over and over and over again, and that gets very frustrating. The other thing, too, these guys do not seem to be getting along. You see, I've got all of this stuff here in the front of the island. They're all living in the same proximity of each other, and none of them converse with each other. None of them hang out in the plaza. It just doesn't happen. And so I feel like I'm in a gridlock as far as my villagers go. So that's another reason why I want to wipe the slate clean and start all over. But I love my entrance. I just think it's gorgeous. So we're coming up on the end. I'm going to head back, I think, to my little house here. I just think it's so pretty. I love sparkly, shiny, glittery things. Like a moth to the flame. See, these items here, I know I can buy them with Nook Miles once I get going. I know I can do that, but I'm going to keep them. Then I can have more than one. That's it, though. I hope you enjoyed this. I thank you for watching and supporting my channel. Please subscribe if you're interested. Like the video as well. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.